Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Maestro here. Let's talk football. Okay, so it's the morning after the UCL second batch of Champions League knockout round games, and yeah, there's only one kid. Real quick, Napoli did beat Frankfurt 2-0. They are in pole position now. They were away, so you'd think they'd take home back in Naples. But now, the main event, the thing I'm going to be talking about today. Liverpool got smashed 5-2 at Anfield in the first leg of this round of 16 tie, and yeah, let's talk about it. So, this is the morning after the game, and I'm thinking to myself, what just happened? I'm kind of in this belief that the scoreline is what it is. I'm kind of blown away, and just this club, Real Madrid, they were down 2-0, and once again they've kept their streak going from last season. They've started where they left off, and once again with a ridiculous comeback that we'll remember forever. 2-0 down after 14 minutes, and the game finishes 5-2. Fifth goal being scored in the 67th minute. So absolutely ridiculous. And let's just my quick thoughts on the match itself. Let's scroll down here to the player ratings. So before coming into this match, I was thinking to myself that Liverpool would win. I am very much aware of how poor Liverpool have been before this game, how terrible, how characteristic they've been during this season compared to last season. But I just thought, it's the Champions League, it's Anfield, it gets something. This gets more out of the players. It will wake them up, and that win against Newcastle will be just a nice little buffer, and ultimately they'll come here, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe 2-1, 1-0, maybe 2-0, a clean victory, with Real Madrid also being in poor form, to be honest. But and it started well. 2-0 after 14 minutes. Nunes with a fine goal, great pass from Salah, kind of like a sucker punch, and of course the huge blunder from Courtois. But then it all goes to shit. Let's first talk about those first two goals. So, keeping in theme with the rest of the game, those first two goals kind of came out of nothing, really. I thought they started well, Liverpool. There was good pressure. Everyone was moving. It felt like the Liverpool of old for the first 10 minutes or so. And the goal from Nunes was maybe the best goal of the day, honestly. A good pass from Salah, good play from Salah, and a nice Ronaldo chop shot into the net. Maybe Courtois should have done better with it, but I think it's a bit harsh. I think it's a great goal, and I think it came in a blitz, as did the second goal. Came in a blitz. Courtois with just a very huge blunder. Gifting Liverpool a goal. It was actually kind of a good outside foot finish from Salah, I guess you could say, if you're being very generous. Even though he had given away the ball, Courtois, he did close it down, and it was just a nice outside foot, classy shot. And yeah, 2-0. And at that point, I'm thinking to myself, that just came out of nothing. Real Madrid just gifted the opposing team 2 goals that very much could have been avoided, and they're in the hole here. But I will say, at that point, I didn't really think Real Madrid were out of it. I did think they looked very much dejected and just seemingly not up for it. But I thought those 2 goals weren't really... they kind of just came out of nothing, and ultimately Real Madrid should still feel that they could get something out of it if they just get their heads together. And there was one man in the Real Madrid team that always had their selves together. From the get-go, from the very start, Real Madrid looked somewhat not prepared for this game. But there was one man who was from the start, and that was Vinicius. And when his goal, it kind of lit a fire. So, fine goal, perfect placement shot to the bottom right corner, good dribbling, good shot positioning, and bad from the defense. Gomez should have blocked that. Really should not have been able to kind of get out of that position with a goal to the bottom left. So that's on them, and that was kind of a theme going on. That goal spurred on this barrage. The second goal was just a repeat of Courtois' blunder, but this time it's Alisson. And then from then on, it's a blank canvas. You're thinking, all right, we'll start fresh in the second half. But coming into the second half, seeing how both teams played, Liverpool defensively were just atrocious. They were far too open, far too immature, it seemed. And with Vinicius and his speed and I felt like maybe a bit of fortune, but also a bit of just maturity from this Real Madrid side to be as clinical as they can be, because they then go on to score 3 goals in, I believe it was like 22 minutes, and it's 5-2 from then on. And just real quick, if you on those goals, I kind of couldn't believe they happened. They were extremely clinical. Now this statistic is crazy, but it's true. The XG for this game, Liverpool's XG was 2. I think 2.05. Real Madrid's was 1.66, I think, or 1.65. Either way, 1 point something. They scored 5. They were as clinical as a team could possibly be on such a stage. And like I said before, it's just something about that badge, this club. They are in a position after last season and after yesterday, where all of these players, no matter what, if it's 3-0 down, hell, 4-0 down, they are in a place where they should feel there's still a chance, where they won't get discouraged because they've done it so many times before. And yesterday was just another example of that, and it will push them on to, in the future, if there's any, let's say they go to the Bernabeu, Liverpool, and they are in fact 3-0 up. It's never over. Real Madrid will just find a way to get themselves ready, get their minds ready, get their mindset ready and going to make another comeback. And you just have to just give credit to this ridiculous side. And it's just, honestly, I kind of can't believe it's still happening. The last season was just the most ridiculous run from Real Madrid, and it's happening again this season. I just don't know how they keep getting away with it, because I do now want to talk about whether this thrashing came from either Liverpool being terrible or Real Madrid being great. Now look, I've praised Real Madrid a lot, especially Vinicius. He was just, for me, the highlight. He's the man of the match, star around his name, he was fantastic. But I just, being completely honest, I think this was honestly gifted. I think Liverpool just, Jamie Carragher brought up a great point. People have always been talking about how Liverpool need midfielders. They need some defenders too. Joe Gomez, look, I've never been his biggest fan. I thought he was a moderately good defender, but not great. And this is a game in which a lot of Liverpool fans will turn against him. He was dreadful. The worst defensive blunder in the entire game for me, it was the Alisson blunder, but also Militao's goal to make it 3-2. If you look back at it, it's a cross from Modric, and Militao runs into the 6-yard box and just headers it in. If you look at the Liverpool defense, almost all of them are just standing still. It's insane, literally all of them. But I think I believe Gomez was behind. No, it was Gakpo was behind Militao. He kind of recognized the threat and made the move, but it was too late. But ultimately, almost all of them just still as a scarecrow, no movement, nothing. And it's a perfect sum up of how they defended for the rest of the game. It was so poor, so immature. Midfield was. I personally thought out of the entire team, I thought Bajetic played somewhat well. I actually thought he was okay. Salah tried some things, and I think he was all right. But just everyone else, I think, just needs to hold their head in shame. It was just terrible. I mean, but especially the defense, and of course, as always with Liverpool, the midfield, just not what you want. And in terms of where we go from here, this was an amazing night. But what would be even more amazing is if Liverpool were to go to the Bernabeu and to actually come out of this tie and get themselves into the quarterfinals, which, let's be real, will not happen. I don't see this happening. I'm thinking like a 2-1 win to Liverpool, maybe. Madrid, maybe they have this mindset of, this went 3-0 up. Let's be ourselves, yes, but let's also be a bit more preserved and a bit more cautious. And I don't think they'll score many goals at the Bernabeu. And I think Liverpool could get maybe like a 2-1 win or something. But I don't see a scenario in which they come out of this as the winners and make it through. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the game, my thoughts on Real Madrid in this crazy run. And just real quick final note on Liverpool. I would get rid of every single player before I even touched Jurgen Klopp. I'm an Arsenal fan, but just from the outside, I would get rid of every single player at this club before I would even think about touching Klopp. What he has done at that club is something that I admire very, very much, and I think it would be a monumental, disastrous decision to get rid of him. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. Let me know what you guys think about this game. About is there a chance for Liverpool? How do Real Madrid keep on doing it? Just give me your thoughts down below. Do you think this game was won off the back of Liverpool's blunders or the greatness of Real Madrid? Just down in the comments. It really, really helps out the channel. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Please subscribe for more. It greatly helps us. Have a great one. See you later.